I'm here.
Oh my gosh,
Fundamentals.
we would be the bad boys of Little League. I'm telling you now, we would beat the tar out of the other team.
I'm just gonna go out and say it. Joey Chestnut has to be on the pub.
Has
Not
to be.
pub more. I mean,
Has to be.
Dramatic, man. That was a journey.
Episode 174, Pub Sports Talk. Got big Devontae Keith up in the house, baby. Man, every week that background's getting more and more. I'm liking it. We're getting in the
Gotta
vibe.
change the sides,
I love it. I
Give you
love
a
it.
different aspect.
I'm here for it. Is that the old Berg jersey behind you?
Yeah, this is the Bird jersey. They made me pay $10 for
Hey.
$10, but I was like, you know what? It's whatever.
Yeah. Hey man, it's where our coach never allowed us to do that. So I
This
envy
is what
that $10.
David gets you. Like
Yeah.
you become 31 with your $10 jersey hanging up in your little man cave.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. I don't think I have any of my old stuff in my man cave behind me. So you're doing better than me. And then Preacher Man Fitzsimmons, that background, man, it's came a long way since you moved to Minnesota.
Yeah, I've also got some. I can't point right. See those
It's backwards,
track
yeah.
spikes? Those track spikes on top. That's where my high school memorabilia is. You got
that-
the. It's actually a Wolfpack medal, the red one. Adidas Wolfpack Invitational. I got the last medal they were giving out.
Let's go.
So the guy behind me felt bad for it, but
Tough shoot.
I dusted his ass
Yeah.
in like the last 10 meters.
I love it. I love it. Dude, is that the track spikes you wore for the Fell Mile? Is that the beer mile track?
Yeah, we featured both of those. The Vader shoes are the black ones, and then the crocodile spikes.
Crocodile spikes, yeah.
Yeah, that was my senior year. Darth Vader was my junior year. Crocodile were my senior
I like how
year
you named your spikes, man. That's good. I like that.
Yeah, and I used to have these sick. They're like gray, but they had a yellow Nike swoosh. I don't really know what I called those, but those were actually my favorite. I don't think I hung on to those.
Yeah, I like it.
I think I donated those. I think I just gave them to the school.
There you go.
So like
Just
if runners
give it back.
like if runners needed to try out a pair of spikes, I was like, I don't really wear these anymore. And I think I just donated them.
You made history of those. What made you want to give them? You got that good of a heart. You made history.
I just didn't. I didn't like them that much for some reason, and now I do. I think my high school mind, it's not flashy enough.
Yeah.
But now my adult mind, I'm like, ooh,
those were simple,
subtle,
crisp.
the gray was really
gray and yellow. I'm telling you,
it's good.
Yeah,
it's a good looking combo.
Really cool.
Well, we got our blind top 5, staying with Spooktober in the theme. We've got horror movie villains.
Oh my goodness.
So now you can take this one of two ways. Either rank them scariest or rank them as your favorite. Maybe whose ass you would kick the most. However you want to take it, you take it. Okay, it's your list. First up, Mr. Chucky, John Gruden's favorite.
that's a classic. With Chucky, just because he was the first villain I've ever known and was partially afraid of, he got me thinking of toys different. Like you had Toy Story and then you had Chucky. Like we grew up with both of them. So like you thinking of toys in two different ways. I'm gonna put him at 3.
3, I like
He
it.
was. I didn't even realize until I got older that he was also supposed to be funny, But well, and then they put out that Bride of Chucky movie.
Yeah.
But that was a sick dude.
Man, this one's pretty iconic, but I don't know if it's not one of my personal favorites. It's okay. It's iconic, so I feel like it needs its due. I'll put it 4 on my list. I don't really have a method behind it. It just doesn't feel like a podium for me.
I'll tell you what, we'll add a little twist to this too. What position does Chucky play on the football field?
Chucky's
he's definitely
Oh,
he's slot corner.
Slack.
oh yeah, the tackler.
Yeah.
They always got the worst attitudes.
He's just tenacious. Yeah. Little ankle biter.
I was about to, honest shoot. I would put him in at a little nose.
Just let him just rip through.
That's what he can do.
Dude, as a center, I hated blocking those little guys. It made me awesome.
Yeah, they were always wrestlers too. Like they were. I was like, dude, oh, he's fake. But no, like they would find a way to get by every time.
Exactly. Next up, the Leprechaun.
Oh gosh.
I think it's
I already messed my list up. He's number 5.
Number 5.
He's 5 for me.
That movie's not scary.
Yeah,
I
he was
agree.
more annoying, ugly.
Yeah, 100%. Well, where's Leprechaun playing on the gridiron?
Wasn't he in like? Oh, let's see. Shoot, Leprechaun's probably a coach, to be honest.
Is the Bill Belichick?
Yeah, yeah, that's like literally what I had. I see the Leprechaun with the cutoff. Like, that's the first thing that came to my mind.
Instead of gold, it's Tom Brady. Don't touch his Tom Brady.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going tailback.
Oh,
like almost like little like wide option run.
yeah. Get him the outside zone, a little stretch.
Yeah.
Let him tear it up. All right. He'll see you in his nightmares. Freddy Krueger.
Mhm.
He's going 2 for me because he's one of those that was supposed to be funny, but like he gets you in the weakest point, the dreams. Like I genuinely, the first time I ever saw a movie, I genuinely could not sleep. So yeah, like Freddy's got number 2.
Number 2.
I'll put him number 1. I just remember when I had a neighbor dress up like him, and he's like, "Oh, I'm Freddy Krueger," and I didn't know who Freddy Krueger was. I was like, "This is the scariest costume I've ever seen." And I was just like terrified.
That's good.
Like, what the hell?
Did he have
is
the
this?
melty face too?
He had everything. I mean,
no.
yeah.
Like
Nice, really nice kid too. And he was a little bit older than me. He was like a couple years older than me, pretty tall.
Yeah, that was.
I was terrified. I was terrified.
All right. Where's Freddie playing? I'm gonna say defensive end. I think he can get off that edge.
Shoot, I would put Freddie at that wide receiver 2 spot.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
All
He's
right.
pretty tall, lanky.
Not enough physicals for the number 1, but enough for number 2. It's like nice little Tyler Lockett.
Ooh, there you go. All right, next up, Ghostface from Scream.
Icon.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That mask, man. I don't know where it came from, but it's legend status.
Yeah, you could probably put him and Krueger interchangeably. So I'll put Ghostface at 2. Those are both pretty. I do think Krueger's just a little scarier though.
Okay.
I gotta put him at 5 just because the mask, he wasn't scary to me.
Yeah.
It was just like that mask was kind of cool.
Right.
So, and again, in my older age, I now know that Scream was all satire, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, man. Playing homage to Wes Craven's old Freddy Krueger stuff. Yeah, it was good. It was good.
That's my edge rusher, by the way.
That's your edge, yeah. Keith, where you putting him?
Ooh, quarterback.
All right.
Look at the standing. Look at the graphic.
I like it.
Oh yeah, he put a football in his hand.
I should have. I like it. I'm gonna put him on a slot. I think he's shifty enough. He can shake and bake a little bit. All right. Michael Myers.
That has to be my 3.
Yeah.
And tight end, just because there's a there's a guy on the Raiders named Michael Mayer, right? Michael
Yeah,
Mayer.
Michael Mayer. Yeah.
So virtually just put him in the same role.
It
I
just
like
makes sense too. Look at him. I got him at number 1 just because he's not dead yet. Like 30 years later, he's still not dead, and he's still like huge.
Yeah.
Imagine like him and Jason on the double tight end set. That's
Oh.
crazy. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
I tell you what we're gonna have to do is after the show, I'll text you guys and like you fill me the roster of horror movie or bad guy villains. I'll give you a roster and you put them in the slots and we'll pump that graphic out.
Okay.
We'll do
I
that.
want the car Christine and Stephen King's Christine.
Oh, that's a good one. Might be a good fullback. All right, I like it. Be on the lookout for that graphic. It'll come. All right, college football. And before me and Fitz get after each other, we're just going to talk facts right now. Okay.
Yep.
Week 7 scores. I love this week. Notre Dame took care of business against USC. We had NC State. Sorry, Keith. You get mollywopped by Duke. It just seemed like a weird game. Things were out of whack. Cuse got demolished by Florida State. No surprise there. Texas A&M almost pulling up the upset in Tennessee in the Checkered Stadium. That was cool to see, 13-20. And the game of the week, Oregon-Washington, Oregon 33, Washington 36. I said it last week. It's a Heisman battle. Whoever comes out on top, I think they get a Heisman moment. And I think that's what we saw with Washington's quarterback. UNC continues to roll, 10-point win against Miami. And then UCLA loses to Oregon State. Remember, little DJ Ugalele is there throwing that rock. So what's our thought here, guys? How do we react from week 7 scores?
I gotta say it was like for the Oregon-Washington game, the fact that that kicker missed and it was so close. Like, what was that, like a 30-yarder?
I think it was 33, 30. Yeah, it was chip. It should be.
The kid that kicked a field goal on College Game Day, I think, had a longer field goal.
Yeah.
That's nasty. And then Michael Penix was on the sideline, like freestyling off the dome. I'm like, yeah, it's over with. So that was something. I'm happy with the Miami UNC game just because, like, to this day, like maybe 2 years later, it's still beef with Tyler Van Dyke, and I want to see him fail. So, like, yeah, good to see that.
Okay.
And then Texas A&M, I thought they would pull it off. Somehow they did it, but I guess it was because of home field advantage. But at the same time, I don't know how many times that worked out for them. And as far as with State, again, I will say you can change all the quarterbacks you want, but if you don't have an offensive game plan that works or players around the quarterback that work, nothing will work. And that's what they saw. Like, the defense kept holding on as much as they could, but I know they had to be dog tired.
Yeah.
They had to be. So, I don't know, man. We just holding on for another game, I guess.
And like we had, Britton on the kicker, love and support him. I just feel like that offense is really the shitty part right now. It's the sticking part, and it's tough. It's tough to watch.
Yeah.
Fitz, thoughts from you from this weekend?
Man, I texted you. I have nothing nice to say. I'm trying, man. It's hard. It's tough when every week you go through the routine of, all right, let's see where the close game is. And the only one that was down to the wire was Oregon-Washington, and it was a good finish. But I'm also, I hate all the hype that then I go, pretty sloppy finish. There's a pass by Bo Nix on an out route that just kind of goes way too high in the air, kind of duck wobbles, lands right in the receiver's mitts, and they're like, oh, this is a Heisman throw. Yeah. And I'm just like, then I watched Dak Prescott on Monday Night Football, virtually the same throw to Brandon Cooks that he threads a needle throwing a dime. It's like, if Dak throws that Heisman throw, that's a pick six. I mean, like, easy. And so, like, it's just like, for me, is I just get so frustrated because I feel like it's one of those things too. I'm such a contrarian, is like everyone else is so hype about it. And I'm like, it doesn't match doesn't meet the eye. You know, that's not hype. And the guy missed a chip shot. His thing should have gone to overtime. You know, I just see two teams trying to lose it. I see Minnesota versus LA Chargers. You know, that's what I see. Is I see two teams trying to lose it, and everyone else sees, oh, two playoff teams battling it out. And I just can't. I can't handle it. And that's the only game on that list.
Texas A&M, Tennessee.
I can't handle it, man.
But plus, Bo Nix is like our age too, so like that kind of takes some of the wonder out of it.
It does. Like, but like I don't get it, Fitz. I like look at the slop fest of NFL games this weekend.
Dude, like that's the thing is there are bad NFL games. Like there are
all these games were bad. Even Monday night's Chargers Cowboys. That was
sloppy, but again, there were moments in there. Even that's not the best example. But I will say that Prescott throw was one of the best throws I've seen.
The only good game, and it was still sloppy, was 49ers and Browns.
Well, I was gonna say I think the NFL, like even that idea of like the underdog making a game interesting, even like the Giants Bills game was, you know, it was crazy that the Giants made that a game.
Yeah. They should have won. Should have been.
They blew it. Yeah, they blew it with play calling in the first half.
Yeah.
But it was definitely interesting. Yeah. But I'm just saying the difference between that and like how many times I look at the NFL scoreboard and I'm like, all right, which games do I want to watch? And I have my hands full. I'm like, I want to see the end of this game and this game and this game and this game versus college. I'm like, well, I guess I'm going to watch this one. And then I just like sit with everybody. And then after, did you see that throw by Bo Nix? And I'm like, oh my gosh. Like it's the only game on.
Yeah, I'm let Devontae tag in here.
I forgot the Florida and USC game.
Yeah,
that was bad.
That was bad.
Terrible, bro. Like Spencer Rattler is showing us who he is time in and time out.
He's so bad.
It's the same thing, different. Well, technically different conference. Yeah. At least different conference for now. That was bad. And then he pretty much threw one of those duck throws you were talking about, Fitz. Like at the end of to end the game, it was like a little spin-a-rooney duck to end the game on the home field. And it's like, I don't know, bro. You think like all this sports betting has anything to do with it? Because are we like of age to where like we hate everything, or is everything just sucking right now sports wise? Because
I think it's just a weird sports year, man. It's just weird, and I don't know. But let me rewind here. On the poll on Instagram, 60 believe college is better, 40 believes NFL.
Wow.
People have messaged me, and a few people said college. I can watch any two teams play, and I'm invested. I'm there. I don't have a dog in the fight in Oregon, Washington. I'm just there to watch a good game. On NFL Sunday, I can only watch my team.
That is true.
Yeah, that's dealer's choice. I don't
know.
Like,
I agree. Like this week is a bye week for Cincinnati, and I'll have NFL on, but I'm not invested in it. I'm not sitting there on my couch. You know, I'll just have it on. With college, I have the split screen going on, and I'm like, oh shit, let me check what Ole Miss is doing. Oh shit, like I just, I think it's just what you grow up with. I think it's what you invest your time in, and I think I've invested.
Well, the stakes are definitely higher for college. I mean, and that's a part of the craziness that you either, I don't know, you're either invested in the madness that it's, you know, that one loss is detrimental to your season. So when you look at the college football top 10, you know, and if someone's on upset alert, then it's like, oh, like this, they're gonna get upset. But it's still annoying when that upset is still by like 15, 21 points. And it's like, come on. It's like just give me a good game.
Did Clemson
Don't even get me started on playoffs too, because like the playoffs.
We're not talking about playoffs.
That counts as the season, like because we'll get the playoffs.
Don't get me started on NFL playoffs either.
And the NFL playoffs come down to the wire. It's like crazy. It's a whole different season.
NFC East for the past 5 years. That's all I'll say.
They do it on purpose.
College, like Just like I would love to do a statistic of like what do you consider a blowout? Like 17 is the minimum of not a close game.
Yeah, 3 scores. Yeah.
You know? And I would be so curious if you looked at like the history of college football playoff, like how many of those games were decided by 17 points or more versus NFL in that time. Because I think it is like a crazy distinct difference.
I don't know, man. I think we'll
I don't know
forever
either.
disagree on this.
Yeah. But I will say there is something really hype when a college game, like when it's like the Bama versus Georgia game where Tua, drops one in the national championship. It was a crazy moment. But they're rare as hell, where I feel like in the NFL it's more common. So I don't know. I think I don't know. I just can't handle all these people that love college football.
Yeah.
And then hate on the NFL. I don't get it.
No, look, I love both. Okay. I love both. But college has my heart. Keith,
Now-
any closing thoughts?
Well, yeah, I didn't have a choice but to watch all the other teams because my team was stinking it up. So like I definitely see what you mean.
Yeah.
But I think about that the same too, like how invested people are, and then I think these AP polls kind of help out with it too. So like me, I started out initially as a basketball. Like I grew up playing basketball, grew up watching basketball, and it wasn't until like high school I got into football. And so like the more you see like all these rankings, and you like get curious, so like why is this the number one team? And then you check them out. And the crazy part is a lot of times like these top like Michigan, I'm waiting for Michigan to fold because they're the number one team now. But like who have they played? Nobody. Yeah. And so like it's probably going to show up again in the bowl games again, like year after year after year. And so like they just cycle like the top 4 teams. So like, but new football watchers probably don't know that. They're like, oh wow, it's full of drama because I didn't expect them to lose, but we know it's going to happen.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. Like sports are kind of weird for me. Like the whole ranking system, like Clemson is in the top 25 now.
Yeah, which that's wild.
Yeah, so that's probably going to impact. Like NC State plays them for homecoming, so that's probably going to impact the time for it. So I mean, that's as cool as it's going to get for me.
Yeah,
but I don't know. Like, and then there are other teams. Like I think I was watching the Memphis and who did Memphis play?
Tulane, was that right?
I watched, I think it was Memphis and Tulane. Like I was watching teams like that. I talked about it in our Instagram group chat. I'm watching these teams and they got some dogs, but like nobody's
talking.
Tulane was in the top 25, like maybe for 2 weeks, and they lost one game and they're out. And it's teams up there like 4-2 that are in the top 10. So I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's just. Let's schedule. We could argue all the time. I think until they expand it to a 16-team playoff, we'll have gripes with it. But
somebody mentioned like having football, like college football, go the soccer route where they have the teams play in tiers.
Relegation,
that would make me so happy because it would make everything worth it to everybody. It's just like,
that's been my dad's argument.
Yeah, like I don't know much about soccer, but it would make watching the games a lot more worth it because it's like you definitely don't know what will happen next. And then as far as like scouting, more than likely everybody's going to try to go to the top teams, but we know like watching the draft, there's a lot of dogs in other schools, and eventually all the top schools are going to be to the point where they're in lower tiers. So they're going to try to follow the machines, and everybody's going to get a chance to be seen. But we know NCAA is.
It's a business.
Change. So
yeah. All right. Well, with all that being said, let's look at this week's games and we'll hop into a little NFL. Games to watch. Penn State, Ohio State kicking off at noon, 7 at 3. This is going to be a good game. Now, like you just said, Coach Franklin is like 1-6, like 1-12 against Ohio State. He's terrible. He's terrible against Ohio State. Number 16, Duke. At number 4, Florida State. This feels like it might have some ACC title game implications on it. Number 17, Tennessee versus number 11, Alabama. You know Nick Saban is thinking about them cigars, and he's ready to get those boys ready to go. A little lick back. 14, Utah. Number 18, USC. USC's coming off that loss against Notre Dame. Utah lost early this season, but they're starting quarterbacks back. They're Heisman hopeful from last year's back, from that torn ACL. Maybe they get things rolling here. And the number 22 Air Force, which is another team that's undefeated, no one's talking about, taking on Navy, America's game. 13 Ole Miss taking on Auburn. The Hugh Freeze Bowl is what I'm dubbing it. And number 9 Oregon taking on Washington State. Washington State's only lost twice. They're 4-2. It's at home. Mike Leach special, maybe. Who knows? Who knows if he's playing a little hand of God there over there. This block of games, I'm pumped for. And I'm not going to turn my TV off all day. Well, how do you guys feel?
You said, I think it was I think his last name was Rising or something, right? For Utah. You said he's back finally?
Yeah, he should be back. Yep. That's all the reports are saying.
Yeah. So like the other last week, how USC got beat by Notre Dame, I thought it was interesting because now people were talking about how Caleb Williams would have been better than Joe Burrow and Trevor Lawrence.
Hot.
And I was like, be fucking for real. Like I think that was like a setup. That was like it was like a marketing plot. Like, oh, this is your king. And then he loses to Notre Dame, which is like a historic team. And then luckily Bo Nix didn't move up, but Michael Penix moved up. I would hope.
Yeah.
Michael Penix moved up. And then Drake May had that come from behind victory for Miami. So, like, I don't know. I think it's all marketing involved in that. But I'm personally excited for that game because I thought Rising was pretty doggone good. And
I thought so too.
Duke, FSU, because I've been following Jordan Travis for a while now. And that man is good. And they have 2 monsters at wide receiver. Monsters everywhere. They still have, what's brother's name? It was a defensive end they still have that's pretty doggone good. But it's also just going to be a good matchup between 2 good teams in the ACC because there's still good football teams in the ACC that are outside of Clemson, which are better than Clemson, obviously. So, you'll see.
I like it. And to go off I'm going to piggyback off your Heisman real quick. Caleb Williams was at plus 210 to bring home the Heisman. He's dropped all the way to plus 3,000 now.
Damn.
Yeah.
It took that just that good.
Now, he played like shit. And, but Michael Penix, number 1, minus 145. JJ McCarthy, Michigan's quarterback, plus 1,000, and along with Dylan Gabriel. So
McCarthy is not Dylan Gabriel, bro.
Oklahoma.
Here.
Yeah.
Good. Jesus.
It's rough. Fitz, look, these games, man. I
don't
know how else I can put it on a platform.
I'm gonna guess one good game is hopefully Tennessee, Alabama. I could see that one being pretty tight knit. Yeah, well, Ohio State's probably gonna win by 14.
I can see it. Yep.
Yeah.
Duke, I don't know. I don't see. I would hope that. I mean, again, I hope all these games are close, but the reality is, Florida State will probably win by like 21.
Man, this is not the same Duke team we grew up with, though, Fitz.
Even Tennessee, Alabama, I feel like Bama's going to end up. They're going to find a way to win by double digits.
You know what? I forgot Duke doesn't have that. Riley Leonard is still hurt too, and that other quarterback was not at all playing like how he was supposed to. Maybe that was first game jitters, but
Now is Leonard officially ruled out?
See that? I don't know. I know he was out for that week. I can't imagine him just bouncing back that quick.
I don't. It's a big game, man. It might.
Well, this is also an away game, so it's like maybe he travels with them and then like comes back at home.
Maybe. Yeah.
Just to get him back comfortable a little bit.
Yeah. Let me give you the spread here, and Ohio State -4, Florida State -14, Air Force Navy -10.5. Oregon is a 20-point favorite. Alabama 9.5-point favorite. Ole Miss is 6.5-point favorite. USC 6.5. So
I feel like I thought Auburn would do a little better than they did last week, but oh my God, they look terrible. And I guess kind of see what Fitz means. Like you kind of put you set an expectation and then like you watch it happen and it's like I'm not putting myself through this again.
I get it. Yeah.
So, yeah, like even now I'm looking at the thing and I'm like, oh, Penn State might surprise. But then it's like
You think
you
back.
said 1-16. I was like,
Yeah.
and all those Ohio State teams were pretty good. And even now, like they're pretty good, but I don't know if they're like all the way good. You know what I'm saying? Like they have good players, but like I'm kind of side-eyeing them too, just like I am Michigan. Just like the fact JJ McCarthy is in the Heisman race. Come on, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just a hater. So
Uh,
I will be curious to see Ohio State. I would be curious to see that. I can't say I've really watched them play. Have like what's the closest game they've been in?
Notre
Yes,
Dame.
Yeah.
There's that.
So I don't know. I guess this is a fair opponent. Feels like
Yeah.
a worthy opponent. The one curious thing about football this year is again with Clemson and Bama just not looking where they've been, and maybe that's been the story the past couple of years. But it just you wonder like who is set apart. Like obviously Georgia is where is miles ahead of everybody else, and maybe Ohio State is, but I don't know that there's like Florida State doesn't feel like that team.
No.
I don't know. I think so. That is what makes it interesting is who's going to sneak in there. Maybe that's how I can put an optimistic spin on this.
I like it. I like
Trying
it.
to figure out like who can take it.
I just want you to embrace college football a little bit more, Fitz. I just want.
I am
just looking at
trying,
positive.
dude.
I know you're trying. Just keep trying.
I am freaking trying.
Yeah. Just keep
Try
going.
every week. Just saying, if you want to ride this roller coaster with me, get to Saturday and go, I wonder which game I want to watch finish. Just get to like when you get to like the halftime, get off the college game day high because I love college game day and I love the picks and it hypes me up. But wait for that to descend. Wait till around like 2:00, 2:30. Ask yourself, which games are coming out of the wire? Which games do I watch the end of? And you'll find yourself having very similar feelings that I have. Just like, oh wow, there's no games to watch. They're all over. They're all over within like 2 quarters.
We'll stand on opposite sides of the fence here. I thought
maybe it's
usually
just, this just shorten the game for college. Maybe
you're
that's
killing me. You're killing me.
Oh.
All right. One last thing, college football. Follow the Twitter account, follow Instagram. I'm going to put up my picks. I don't mean to my homeboys, but I'm 15 and 17 the past 2 weeks in college football picks. Making some change for the pub. So follow me for later picks. I'll put them out Saturday morning for you. All right. Keith, you had this topic, and I love it. To play in preseason or not to play in preseason. In the NFL, we don't see them. My Bengals are we see it pretty clear. Joe Burrow and the Stars do not play in preseason in the NBA. And I feel like this year, especially, we're having big names play. I mean, Giannis in Dame time. And it's like, they're on the court.
Bit too, like playing for a little bit. I'm
on the bandwagon, by the way.
Oh,
I've recycled my Milwaukee Bucks championship shirt. It's Dame time.
I've been for one, it sounds stupid. I didn't even really know. Nobody really ever talks about NBA preseason. No. At least to me. They never really talk about it, but now like with all these moves and people trying to level the playing field and stuff, I guess it's been more of a conversation. And so I just so happened to tune in, and now it's like, now granted it is preseason, but now people are talking about like the resurgence of Ben Simmons. Like, imagine if he was just trolling us the whole time. Like, man, I was just fucking with y'all for real. he's just been out there playing as a teammate, so that's cool to see. Yeah. Having LeBron out and Anthony Davis out during the preseason, honestly, it says a lot. Now, granted, you only have like maybe 11 or 12 players on the basketball team, but keep in mind you also have people trying to make a roster spot too. But I thought the same thing. Like, we see all these within the first 3 weeks of the NFL, we saw people getting hurt. in the dumbest ways. And it's
Yeah.
like it wasn't that, and even then it wasn't even season ending. It was just like a couple of weeks, which is even more annoying because it's like, can you come back or can you not come back?
Mhm,
And so now I'm wondering, it was interesting because the person that brought it up was Ocho Cinco, your boy. And he basically said, like, the reason why he never got hurt, and it makes sense because I swear I don't even really remember him getting hurt until maybe he was older, and it was probably like an ankle thing that lasted a game.
Yeah.
He said the reason why he never got hurt was because like he did every rep in practice that he could. And I'm thinking like that never dawned on me, thinking like, well, of course, if you do more reps, your body's a little bit more conditioned rather than you taking all these breaks. And so I'm thinking maybe that should be a thing. Like if they already cut down the preseason,
Mhm.
they should probably have more people playing since the game is already kind of long. They don't have to play the whole game, but they have to play some.
Right.
So that's honestly why I was afraid for Bijan, because he might have played like one down for preseason, but all that cutting and stuff he didn't necessarily do with Texas, and so I'm kind of scared. Like I'm praying the best for my boy, but I don't know if he got the reps in him for it.
And he's young. It's usually like you get that third, fourth year where like I feel like you need the reps. Like you need to get your body ready to get back into it. And it's I think Chad's onto something. Now he also took Viagra because he wanted his third leg to run, but it's another story for another day.
That's true. But like what happened with Cooper Kupp, like I feel like that didn't really have to happen. Joe Burrow, like he had a calf strain. Was it in practice or something?
Yeah, it was in practice. He was just rolling out.
So like, yeah, that usually means like if you have something like that, that means like now granted, you know, sometimes it's a freak accident, but a lot of times if you can condition your body beforehand, nothing will really happen. So like the only thing is like we've been watching preseason. I haven't heard of any injuries or anything so far. I've heard of people getting moved around, but like, and it also builds chemistry. Like if you can get this preseason chemistry going, and then you know it bodes well for the rest of the season. But I don't know. I think that should be something worth mentioning. Like your starters have to play a certain amount of halves per preseason.
Dude, that's the big thing you said. Chemistry. Like because injuries, it's night and day football compared to basketball, and the physicality and turf compared to court. Like injuries, like, I get that, but chemistry, that's the big thing. Even guys who've been playing together. Obviously, I'm a Bengals guy, but Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, they played together for so many years. Their chemistry looked like shit up until Arizona 2 weeks ago.
And this is what, week 6, 5?
Yeah, going
so
into
like 6 weeks for it to be built up to where it's been for the longest time.
Exactly.
And that's crazy because like you would think playing with your college teammates, like it just like they might be nice off the field, but like things change on the field just because the body's changing, skill set changing, defense is changing because they know you can throw to him.
Yeah.
It's like nobody ever accounted for. They might need to hire us or something because it just seems like common sense that nobody ever thinks about.
Look, boys, I've been saying this around. We're changing sports media. We are the geniuses of it. So, but Fitz, go ahead. You've been quiet. I'm curious of your take.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's two different. You know, like when you talk about the chemistry, I think about NBA. I think about like why you need Dame Lillard in Milwaukee and just the movement of 5 players, or even Wemby for the Spurs is just like getting the feel of the NBA game and the speed of the game. But even preseason's only going to get you so far in that. Like it's not until the regular season we're really going to see, you know, but it's a scrimmage, you know, and that's, you know, NBA, I feel like basketball, you can truly scrimmage and, you know, limit injuries. Like no one's going to, you know, clean your clock like the Pistons in the 90s, you know, if you come down the lane. You would think, you know. But then like for NFL, I personally like this will never happen. I like the conjoined practices more than I like preseason games. Like I like it when they just have the teams go, you know, we're just doing the practice field, you know, so like the fans, you know, there's fans in training camp. So you still have a little bit of a crowd element, but overall, I think it's more about the reps. It's more about getting that experience. But like the putting them under the lights in the stadium, I don't know. I'll be honest. I think it's a little much. I don't know that we need that.
Yeah.
That we really just need to see um in that sense. That maybe a practice field is more contained. I don't know.
Just be honest, Fitz. You just love the brawls. You just love the fights in training.
Oh, I
camp.
like
Yeah.
the
Your teams.
yeah.
Yeah.
I like training camp. I'm all
Mhm.
here for it.
I love it. Good topic, Keith. All right, let's get our picks here. Thursday night action. Oh, sorry. Before we do, overreactions for NFL Week 6. I don't want to overskip that.
So, well, I'll start wearing the beanie. One of
Yeah.
my fans said they will slap this beanie off my head, but we'll talk about that later. Yeah, I wasn't able to watch the game because we had a game. I won my game. Falcons couldn't win their game. But anyway, my overreaction, I made a bet with Caleb. Shout out Caleb. Gave him $20 and said that Desmond Ridder would have a better season than Sam Howell. He was like, "Oh no, you're wrong." And I was like, "Whatever." Foolish of me to have faith in this man because like he has been showing his ass, and like even Arthur Smith, I think he was getting sick of him because I saw a clip where like I think at some point, they were within a touchdown, and he had to make a decision, and he made the wrong decision again, and he threw a pick.
Mm-hmm.
Basically in the game, and like Arthur Smith was like, all you have to do is throw it out the effing end zone. And I'm like, bro, that's crazy. Like that's crazy because so my overreaction, I hate to say it, but shoot, go all in for Shedeur at this point, I guess.
Shedeur?
I didn't really have like I wasn't high on Desmond Ridder, but it was just the unknown. Like, you know what, maybe I'm tripping, maybe he'll be good. And he was pretty good in Cincinnati, and he's good at home. He's good. He's been good at home. But away, I don't know what it is. He's just like dumb, but at least he threw for over 300 yards. Another overreaction. They gotta fire that man for the Chargers. Like, bro has got to go. I feel bad for Kellen Moore. I saw his little he's about to melt down and start crying and stuff, but like he's got to go. Like, how much is too much, bro? Like, how much is too much? Time after time after time, all these dumb mistakes. They were rolling. They got Austin Eckler back. He got punched in the mouth for nothing. Like, come on now. Like,
you talking about Brandon Staley? You talking about the head coach?
Brandon Staley, Brandon Staley's got to go. Like, I just don't understand, like, how in pro and collegiate sports, like, how you can keep losing and, like, have a losing record up under your belt, and you only get like a week vacation.
Yeah.
Like I don't get it, bro. But
Chargers are weird.
Hold on. Look,
Chargers, yeah.
I
was just gonna say Chargers still feel like they could be like they feel like a borderline Super Bowl roster. Like just
a roster, yeah.
Like they feel like they have the pieces to be one of those teams.
Yeah.
And they just have a flat tire. Like they just haven't.
Let me give you this guy's resume, and I've never looked at this, and now I'm looking at it. So he was a GA, graduate assistant at Northern Illinois from 2006 to 2008.
This is Brandon Staley, right?
Yeah, this is Staley.
Okay.
Then he goes to St. Thomas in Minnesota as a D-line coach, special teams coach for 1 year. Then he becomes Hutchinson's community college coach, associate head coach, DC, from 2010-2011. Goes up to Tennessee as a GA. Goes back down to John Carroll at D3 school as a defensive coordinator, secondary coach. JMU for a year as DC and linebackers coach. Back to John Carroll as DC and secondary coach. Then the Chicago Bears as a position coach. Then he goes to Denver for a year, LA Rams, DC for a year, and now the Chargers head coach. Like, he's still got a lot of learning to do. And I think we're seeing it. Like, you're not ready to be a head coach yet, bud.
It's like, but that even a lot of times you look at coaches' resumes and you see how much. I think about the logistics of all that. Like, bro, what could you possibly learn by going from coach to coach like that?
Dude,
like,
and like,
how do you build a footing? Like, I don't know. It just feels like a lot of dick right now. I ain't gonna lie.
No, it does, man. You're right.
Do it.
To go from D1, D3, D1, D3, and all of a sudden you make the jump from D3 to NFL. and then
Mhm.
within 2 years you're a head coach. That's wild to me.
Because he didn't even have like a sizable position at a D1 school. Like Tennessee, he was there for a year.
And he was a graduate assistant. Yeah.
Matter of fact, that was like a graduate assistant at Tennessee, right?
Yeah.
Or
Yep.
yeah. So, and I'm pretty sure that was the time where like nobody really cared. I could be wrong. I mean, he might be.
I think it was on the come up of like Josh Dobbs. Like they were starting to get some
Mhm.
momentum, but he was on the defensive side. So
Even them, like it wasn't that much because that was like either in between with Cordero Patterson and all them.
yeah,
People forget like he played for Tennessee
hmm
until we saw like little highlights, but like they never really made any noise like that. So
yeah.
Everybody can't have a Mike McDaniel story. Like he came through the trenches.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah, that's true. I like it. Fitz, overreaction from you.
I got one for each conference. For the NFC, Detroit Lions might have the path for the number 1 seed.
Rev those engines,
I
baby.
think with the Niners battling some injuries, I think that could put them back a little bit.
Yeah.
And the Eagles just still have been a little flat-footed since the Super Bowl loss. Those are great teams, but I think it could be a story for the Lions that not only do they make the playoffs after this long stint, but they lock in a game at Ford Field and the number 1 seed. So that's my overreaction
Tim's
for the
loving it.
NFC. AFC, I think it's CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud makes a wild card.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know, I think if you're looking at the teams, kind of the bottom feeders of the AFC, who's in the hunt, who's going to squeak in, Texans are just their stocks going up just every week. They're just getting a little bit better. So I don't
I like
know.
that.
Those are the 2 teams I'd highlight. Lions and Texans. Just kind of where are they in the mix?
I like that I said something about the 49ers having a weird stroke of bad luck. Like maybe a couple weeks ago, I remember like we were talking about where each team was going to be in the standings or something. I was like, oh no, it's always something weird that happens with the 49ers, like later in, and then like the Rams somehow jump up.
Yeah.
Now the only thing is with the Rams, they got rid of Van Jefferson. He's with the Falcons. He didn't really make a difference. But now Kyron Williams and Ronnie Rivers are hurt, but they still have Zach Evans, the old dude from Ole Miss. He was a beast.
Mm-hmm.
They have Cooper Kupp back, and they still have Puka and Tutu.
Yeah,
and somewhat
great names.
Right? Somewhat of a defense. So like I don't know like how they've been making it on defense, but they're making it happen. So hey man,
like there's someone out there that has all 3 of their kids named Coop, Puka, and Tutu.
like 3 Bulldogs.
It does.
Pair of triplets being born this year.
Yeah, I like it. Book it. My overreaction is Lions are the only good team in the NFL. We saw it this weekend. They're the only ones that handle business like they were supposed to. Overreaction, right? The other overreaction is Ravens. I think they're dead. I think they're slowly dying. I think we're seeing it. I'm sorry, Slate, wherever you are. I'm sorry. But those are my 2 overreactions, right? That's what overreaction is supposed to be. But yeah, great overreactions to you guys.
But I'll counter that with Ravens. Odell's back. That could be an overreaction.
It could be. Yeah.
I mean, he only had 34 yards, but whoo,
they was some hard.
Boy, it was flying.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good overreaction too. Hell yeah.
Like if he could bounce back, you know.
No doubt. All right, Thursday night games. We got to speed through these. So we're gonna do it like we always do. Jags Saints over/under at 39. New Orleans 3-point favorite at home. Jags are rolling. They've won 3 straight.
Saints got it at home. Take the spread.
Yeah, actually. Oh yeah, sorry. Keep going.
No, that was about it. But the only reason I say is because it's at home, and they lost. CJ Stroud somehow pulled one out for them. So, yeah, I think they got it at home. It's that defense. Saints defense has been carrying them, and I think it does the same this time.
Yeah, at home, it's not quite Halloween, but it's close enough. I feel like New Orleans is one of those one of those stadiums around Halloween time. They get a little spooky. They lean into it. Yeah, I actually like the Saints here. I think Kamara has a big night.
Jags cost me my NFL parlay Sunday. I went all in on Minshew Mania. I said, he's back in Duval County. You bet on him. Life's good. Not this time. Trevor Lawrence giving the karate chops. Young Chucks. Give me the Jags to win. I also like the over here. 39. I feel like both teams can score 20 plus, right?
Mhm.
All right. Raiders, Bears, Vegas, 3-point favorite over set at 37.5. Max Crosby, dude. If he has half the game he had last week, Fields is in for a long fucking day.
Bro, this is gonna be the ugliest quarterback battle. You got Ryan Hoyer versus Tyson Bagent, how do you say bro name? But yeah, no, this is kind of, you know what? I think Raiders got it the same way the Saints got it, just off their defense. Because I don't know I really don't know what's gonna happen with the Raiders offense. So like, I'll just take the Raiders defense on this one.
Yeah, I'm taking Raiders on this one.
I'm taking Raiders as well. I don't think Fields has been ruled out yet. He's dealing with that dislocated thumb, but it's on that throwing hand. Good fucking luck. Max Crosby's coming. Give me Vegas -3. Browns, Colts, two teams that wildly surprised me in opposite directions. Browns really just outgutted the 49ers. Colts, they shit the bed. Cleveland 2-point favorite, over at 39. Can Indy finally get a home win here? Can they get it done?
I say they can. Now that Jonathan Taylor and what's brother's name? Zach Moss could have some sort
Zach
of
Moss, yeah.
double team thing. Yeah, Zach Moss got going. So I think they can pull one off randomly. Shout out Anthony Richardson. Hope he gets well soon, but he's not coming back today. But
Or this season, probably.
yeah, I hate that for him.
I did too.
But
He might have been rookie of the year.
He had a chance, but
Yeah.
he would have been head up with his conference buddy, CJ.
CJ, yep.
I think the Browns keep it rolling. I think they're riding high. So Browns.
Yeah, give me Browns as well. Gardner Minshew's dead to me. He's done. He cost me too much. I hate it. Give me Cleveland. But I do need Indy to win, though, for the AFC North. Bill Patriots, over at 41.5. Buffalo, 8.5-point favorite. This is in Gillette Stadium. Buffalo's the visiting team, but they're an 8.5-point favorite.
I'm a throw a wild card just because I watched that Giants and Bills game.
Yeah.
And just because I know Bill Belichick likes to watch other teams and steal their information and stuff. So I don't know. Somehow they finally got Zeke a touchdown. So maybe all Zeke needed was that one touchdown to turn the nose ring back on. So I'm a throw the wild card out. I'm gonna hammer down on the Patriots on this one.
All right.
Yeah, Bills looked ugly in that Giants game, and I'm actually picking Patriots in this one.
Man.
I don't know what Mac Jones' deal is, but
Will be
they finally start involving Kendrick Bourne, who I think he's the weapon the pitcher's been looking for quite some time. I think he had like 10 catches on Sunday. So yeah, I'm gonna take the Patriots. They find a way.
Dude, this is Bill Belichick's house. It's the house that Bill built.
Mm-hmm.
The Bills are about to bust in there, ask them where the money is, put them through a table. Give me Buffalo to win. I'm not touching this game. I'm not going to bet on it, but for this show, I'm taking Buffalo. All right. Scary Terry McLaurin taking on the Giants. Washington, 2-point favorite, over at 39.5. This might be my I don't give a shit about game, but teach their own.
Shoot, I'll take the Giants. Why not? Defense wins game
Yeah.
a little bit.
Man, I felt for the Giants. They played their butts off against the Bills, and coaching decision or Tyrod Taylor they missed on that one.
Yeah.
the other hand, Washington, Sam Howell, I think he's playing well. Maybe they found their quarterback. You know, I think there's still more he's got to prove, but he's finding those weapons. So I'll actually take the Commanders this one.
Man, you guys are agreeing a lot. This scares me.
I've only got one upset pick though,
Yeah.
so technically.
Dude, I know the Giants are trying out Ian Book and Matt Barkley, which total horseshit of quarterbacks
Barkley?
coming. Yeah, right. Like that's wild. I didn't realize he was still like kicking
That's
around the can.
crazy. I thought he was an analyst. I went back to
Yeah.
school.
Tyrod Taylor, I've always been a big fan. I feel like he's always got the short end of the stick. I think
Yeah.
we saw coaching cost him there. And like Tyrod, I think him and Brian had some words in that locker room. I think they went after each other. I think they have a better week of practice. Give me New York to win here. Give me the upset. Bucks, Falcons over us at 38.5. Tampa Bay, 2.5-point favorite. Thankfully, the Bucks aren't wearing the creamsicle. They're like 1-24 in the creamsicles. It's a bad record.
Oh
Man.
yeah, he's be dead.
Yeah. I love the look though, but it's a bad
you
win loss. I
you
do
like
like it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna use my my other strategy, and I'm gonna say the Bucks pull one out randomly.
Yeah.
He
there
don't
we
want to
go.
pick his team.
Something I did, and the Falcons end up winning. So you know what?
That's right.
They have to win that one because apparently they're one game behind the Bucks. They got to take this one. Mike Evans and Charles Godwin have been bailing Baker out, and I feel like they have more of the same. They still have their same stout defense, so I'm still seeing it for them. So Bucks got it by some random last-minute kick.
Hey, how about Calais Campbell?
Yeah.
Poor critter, he couldn't even get a win out of that. That's crazy. This was big, man. But it's all good though, because like he's gonna have 10 more by the end of the season. It's all good.
Yeah, I like the veteranness. I don't know if that's a word. Just how veteran savvy or heavy the Atlanta defense is.
It's
Yeah.
And Desmond Ridder, man, he might be the most underrated or underappreciated quarterback of this season. He's playing well. Ridder is like he's finding a way to get the job done. I'm gonna take the Falcons in this one. I like Atlanta.
This is a game I'm not touching as well. Keith, you're my boy. I'm taking Falcons. I think
Dreamsicles.
I think we're starting to go. I think they're gonna roll here. Never count out Baker though, but give me Falcons. I'll go on that train. All right. Lions, Ravens over at 42. Baltimore 3-point favorite. I just overreacted and said book the Super Bowl for the Lions. They're the best damn team in the league.
I don't see why the Lions wouldn't win this one. I actually got up that morning to watch the Ravens and the Titans game. I genuinely don't know what worked in order to keep the Titans in the game, but I'm pretty sure the Lions do. They figure something out. Jameson Williams has been showing out a little bit, so like they're really literally firing on all cylinders. Special teams, offense, defense, that's all you need. Ravens, not so much. So Lions got it unquestionably.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Lions. Last time Dan Campbell faced them was the Justin Tucker game winner from the fucking parking lot. So I just think that's fresh in his mind. Like, you know, we lost on an NFL record kick when we played this team. And, you know, to not put themselves in that situation, I think they'll win pretty handedly. And yeah, what a story for Gibbs is now Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah.
He's going to be the featured guy. And when they get Montgomery back, you know, hopefully you got
a two-headed monster,
two weapons, which they haven't quite got out of Gibbs yet. So.
Yeah, this is tough. This used to be a battle of the pub with Devin, R.I.P., Tim, R.I.P., and neither of them are here, and so this is sad. But I do remember Tim. I think it was year one of the pub and him talking about that parking lot fucking kick, and it just broke him.
Mm.
Through all darkness and all breakness comes a rebirth, like a fucking phoenix from the ashes. Give me the Lions. Hammer them down. Lions win big. It's a venge game. Plus, Baltimore coming back from England. That's got to be a blow on the body. It's got to be. All right. Steelers, Rams, over it's at 43. LA 3-point favorite.
It's going to be another defensive showdown, I believe. Rams got it. You know, I was just amping them up, and I said this is their success era. They got Cooper Kupp back. On top of that, they got two dudes with freaking Pokemon names, low key. Rams got it. I think they got it. They'll probably win by like 10. I'm gonna give them win by 10.
I don't know why. I like this Steelers defense. I feel like they're closer to what they used to be. Like they're a few pieces away from being really, really scary. But Pickett just doesn't. I don't think he's shown enough. I'm gonna take the Rams, but I'm waiting for the Steelers to figure it out. And maybe this is an exciting matchup, but I think the Rams find a way.
I think Pittsburgh is a few pieces away from figuring this out. I think we see Tomlin's first losing record here. Give me Rams to win. Rams to win big, but I also like the under here. I feel like Pittsburgh can only muster up maybe 9 points. Cards, Seahawks, 44.5 is the over under. Seattle, 8-point favorite. They should have beat my Bengals. They didn't. So you know they got a chip on the shoulder.
Is James Conner coming back this week?
He's day to day from what I think. Fitzchicken said no though, so maybe you heard something different. Okay.
Because I saw Damian Williams popping back up on fantasy, so I'm like, damn, that's kind of tough.
Ooh, maybe.
But I'll go Seahawks on this one as a bounce back game to keep it neck and neck with the Rams for the NFC West title.
I like that.
Yeah, I'll take the Seahawks as well. I think the Cards just have too many
holes.
They just, I don't know. They're just a wish and a prayer every week.
Yeah, I like that. Gino, they're going to write you off. Don't write back this week. Let me see. Broncos, Packers, over at 44.5. Green Bay coming off the bye week. They're a point favorite. Danger Witch is trying to end that. What do we say?
I'm going Packers, sticking with my boy Jordan Love. Shoot, this might be the game Jerry Jeudy traded. So we'll see what happens. I'm expecting they're coming off a bye week, so hopefully that means Aaron Jones is healthy, which means a whole other problem for the Broncos.
Yeah.
So I'll go with the Packers.
Yeah, much needed bye coming off the much needed bye week for the Packers. Man, but so I'm curious who we can get back. There's a lot of names and pieces there that we're trying to get back in the mix. Bakhtiari, not sure if he'll play. It is natural grass. That kind of helps. Aaron Jones, obviously, we're waiting to kind of get him back in the heavy workload. Eric Stokes, a young corner that we're kind of waiting to see. I keep calling him our Bob Sanders. He was what Bob Sanders was for the Colts forever, just made of glass. But when he played, was a difference
changer.
maker.
What's wrong with Stokes and Bakhtiari? Like, I forgot about Stokes.
Dude, I think Big Dave, a lot of people think he should retire. Like, he's had 2 or 3 knee surgeries in 2 years.
And he does not play on turf, basically. Like, he's he says, screw turf. Like,
no, I feel that. Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers is his best friend, so yeah.
Yeah, he misses his BFF.
Yeah.
No, so I don't know. I'm curious. Like, I like our receivers against the Broncos pass defense. I think we have a chance to really shine. That I don't think our offense. We've kind of been flat-footed, kind of throughout. So I just want to see us get back, and maybe if Jones It just depends on Jones's workload. If we can get him like 15, 17 touches, I think that could open up a lot for us.
So you need a big load from him.
Yeah.
Big
So
load.
go Pack.
Yep.
Go Pack. Yeah.
Yeah. Big load.
Put
Okay.
my boy Emmanuel Wilson into the rotation.
Oh. Is he from State?
4 running back rotation.
Yeah. Hey, it's all love here. Give me the Packers. All right. AFC West matchup. Chargers, Chiefs, over at 48.5. Kansas City, 5.5-point favorite. Should not have beat the Broncos. Chargers should have beat the Cowboys. Should have, could have. Still get you beat, though. What do we say?
Nobody's beating Andy Reid. Like Brandon Staley versus Andy Reid. That's like, are you smarter than a damn second grader? So, this is Kate. He got it. Like it's gonna be exciting. It might be a little shootout, you know. Austin Eckler might go for like 24 carries, 180 yards, and 45 receiving yards and a touchdown. But yeah, Chiefs probably got it. Chiefs got it.
I don't know. Yeah, Chargers are weird. I think Herbert missed a few throws last night. He missed like 2 touchdowns. He basically had walk-in touchdowns, and the first one he just threw it too quick, and the second one he didn't throw the ball till last minute. So I don't know what that's about. But I do think Herbert could be that guy. I've been impressed with Khalil Mack. I think he used to be a game wrecker, and he's kind of been this kind of in between, but them not having Bosa, it kind of has put more responsibilities on Khalil Mack, and I think he's taking it. This is so close. I want to take the Chargers. It's tough. You feel like Reed and Mahomes are gonna find a way. They're just gonna find a way to steal it in the end. And the camera's gonna pan to Herbert. He's just be sitting there with his hands on his shoulder pads, like, yeah, I did it again. Like I freaking choked. But I'll take the Chargers. Why not? For the sake of, I need an upset. Who I think is the better team. I think the Chargers can beat the Chiefs, but maybe that's what makes the Chiefs a better team is with less talent they can manage.
I am betting this game. I'm betting the over. You got to go back to 20. You got to go back to 2020 to see this game, this matchup, to score under 50 points. So over at 48.5. Hammer that over right now.
Track
man, I think you're right, Fitz. I think you see Herbert on the sideline grabbing the shoulder pads like this, but it's not his fault. It's Brandon Staley's fault. He's a fool. He's a dumbass. Give me Chiefs to win. Sunday night football. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say when their segment "Dumbass of the Week," I feel like this is our dumbass of the week is
Dumbass of the week.
Chargers coach.
Yeah, Brandon Staley. Well, who's not a dumbass or a coach of a coach is McDaniels, Mike McDaniels. We talked about him, the come up man, going from Denver ball boy to playing Madden and just nerding out. And now he's got probably the fastest offense. This reminds me of the fastest show on turf, the Miami Dolphins. Over at 52, Philadelphia, 1.5-point favorite at home. This game, dude, I am jacked up about Finn's Eagles. You've got probably the best offense in the league going against one of the top tier defenses in Philly. This is going to be good.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Dolphins. I'm going with the Dolphins. The fact that you brought up a good point, like McDaniels had no choice but to be an analytic. I'm not even gonna lie. I feel like, bro, he thinks different. That's like a political. It's a politically correct way to put it, but like, bro is on a whole different plane. Like, do you see, like, he made positionless football, and like, even like one of my friends, he's a Dolphins fan. He's been following the Dolphins since the freaking Ronnie Brown and Chad Pennington days. So like, to see this happening out of nowhere and to see how the Dolphins have been playing on offense, like I've been watching the offensive line, defensive line, and then apparently Jalen Ramsey's coming back. Probably not for this game, obviously, but like these cornerbacks have been doing pretty well. And then whereas with the Eagles, like they keep losing people to injuries, they have a pretty good defensive line. And more than likely, Jalen Carter can probably keep up with a couple of the running backs, but like a double handoff or something crazy, or a Tyreek Hill, like 50-yard throw. Like, I don't know how much they can defend it. I think they'll end up tired, which is probably the worst thing you can do is get that Eagles defensive line tired. Finn's got it. He's got some super crazy like Space Jam tricks up his sleeve.
Space Jam.
I think this is a good challenge for the Eagles. I think last year, they were zero focus, laser focus. And I don't know. I think maybe they've been a little lackadaisical this year. And Miami is that challenge. Is like, oh, they're so quick. Oh, there's so many things. And maybe it's enough to get their mind off that Super Bowl loss. Like, all right, let's scheme. How are we gonna beat these guys? And we can see what the Eagles really bring. So I think the matchup works in Philly's favor, that it's something they haven't seen. They have to prepare totally different for it. And I think it's gonna be a great game. But I'll take the Eagles.
Man, I don't know. I was trying to look at Mike McDaniel's primetime record, and I couldn't find it quickly. I should have done my homework here. I'm curious to know that. It's at home. It's at Philly. Give me Philadelphia to win. Give me Philly to win. I don't feel confident saying that, but we'll go with it. Last but not least, Monday Night Football, the quarterback matchup we all been wanting. Brock Purdy. Kirk, you like that, Cousins. Niners at Vikings, over is at 44. San Francisco, 7-point favorite. Gotta get the lick back from last week.
Yeah, this is the perfect team to do it, I guess. Niners got it.
Yeah, Minnesota's they got a long road ahead this season. But yeah, I don't think they've got a chance. I'm gonna take the Niners.
Yeah, give me the Niners too. If the Niners drop 2 in a row, you start sounding the alarm bells a little bit because there's not really big injuries on that team. It's like, what the fuck's going on there? So I think they handle business here. Give me San Fran. All right, boys, pub parlay, and then we'll do a random question. Get out of here real quick. We talked a lot of bets right there.
Mm-hmm.
You got playoff baseball we could dip into a little bit if we wanted to. Whatever you guys want.
Shoot. What we got?
With Detroit the underdog between Baltimore.
Yeah. Detroit with 3-point favor. 3-point dog.
Let's take Detroit.
Detroit. We take the money
underdog.
line. Yeah. I like that. I like that a lot.
Let's do. I'm gonna do. Who was we playing before? You know what? I'll do Florida State money line.
Taking out Duke, yeah, especially if Litter's not playing. That's a game changer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take Ohio State -3. I think they blow out Penn State. I think James Franklin goes from 1-8 to 1-9 against Buckeyes, and Duffied at Buckeye Stadium. All right, random question. Anybody got one real quick?
This just made me think about it because my boy Julio Jones just got signed to the Eagles today. So so they got a little secret weapon.
Oh man.
So who was the most random but like somewhat memorable free agency signing that you can remember your team having?
All right, mine's easy. It's T.O. Terrell Owens. People forget he played for us.
I did.
Yeah.
Mine's Jeff Saturday.
Oh yeah.
Packers signed Jeff Saturday for like a year or something.
Yeah. I think about that Peyton Manning clip at the Pro Bowl where Jeff Saturday comes in the huddle. That's special.
Yeah.
Man,
that was weird.
Yeah,
that's tough. I think mine would have to be John Abraham because he used to play for the Jets before.
Yeah.
And he was pretty good for us, but didn't really lead to anything. So
Yeah, that's a good one. You also signed what? Javon Curse? Didn't you guys sign him up toward the back half of his career?
It wasn't him. Michael Turner was one, but I don't think that was like as random.
Okay.
Like it was always running backs like Michael Turner, Steven Jackson, Todd Gurley.
Oh yeah, Todd.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think it was if it was any receivers. No, they Falcons never really signed receivers like that were pretty good. I mean, Van Jefferson, that's pretty random. We'll see what comes of that.
Yeah. Man,
Oh.
good question. I like that. That was fun. That was good. Well, boys, good episode. Whether you want to watch college football or if you're a satanic cult member like Fitz, whatever. Okay. I'm just kidding. Hope you guys had a great job. I had a great time listening to this episode as much as we had making it. It's always fun to hang out with the boys. So we'll catch you guys next week.
See ya.
See ya.
Boycott college.
Oh my gosh. Get this guy out of here. Dead.
Oh my gosh. We would be the bad boys of Little League. I'm telling you now. We would beat the tar out of the other team.
I'm just going to go out and say it. Joey Chestnut has to be on the pub.
Has to be.
Pub more. I mean,
Has to be.
Dramatic, man. That was a journey.